You're still paying. How pets became big business. Heather Massey brought her 9-year-old dog to the veterinarian when he started having seizures. She was told the workup, the diagnostic test, potential treatment is going to be really expensive. She didn't have the funds. But fear not, said the veterinary clinic. We can get you a credit card, a care credit card. You can fund this diagnostic workup.
Are you looking to learn more about natural pet health and wellness? You've come to the right place. Click the link to subscribe to Veterinary Secrets.
Unfortunately, her dog had a brain tumor soon after he died. But 6 years later, she's still paying off that credit card. A good old care credit, who say they're making it really easy for pet parents to fund and treat their pets. They have a 30% interest rate. 30%. Heather said she really couldn't afford to do it, but she really loved her pet and she wanted to do what she could. And unfortunately, her experience with her pet is typical what many people are also experiencing with their pets. For years, it was the single practice, really small veterinary clinic. Vets, they ran their own shop. Kind of like I did. And we did a bit of everything, did it all. We saw little puppies, we saw little kittens. We dewormed them. Yes, we vaccinated them. We got them on with life. We spayed them, we neutered them. If legs were broken, stomachs were twisted, we did the surgery in our practices. When animals got older, they became seriously ill, we discussed the options with clients in terms of, yes, we can do some bigger diagnostics here. Here's what it's going to cost. Is this something you can afford or not? You were dealing with your 1 or 2 veterinarian, your small practice, and you were someone who saw a little puppy and your little kitten come in all the way through to the end of that pet's life. And that was my experience in veterinary practice, owning a clinic. It must sound like I'm kind of old here, like the good old days. But honestly, that was just a little over 10 years ago. Wasn't actually that long ago. But so much has changed. As we people, humans, become more attached to our pets, got the very same experience, we are much more willing to spend so much more. So as soon as you're willing to open your wallet, start pulling out those multiple dollar bills, big business, they get involved. Those guys, they're happy to take your money. Veterinary care has gone from relatively low tech, high touch to high tech. We're talking some clinics with MRI machines, 24-hour intensive care. We have specialists now in cardiology, neurology, oncology, etc. In fact, veterinary fees, they have soared over 60% in the past decade, just in 10 years. Thousands of veterinary clinics across North America, they've been bought up by private corporations, large equity firms. In the US, they say this is very similar to what happened with doctors' offices. Now the bulk of these doctors' offices, they're owned by large corporations. These corporate practice managers, they're saying, we've got to make this a profit center, i.e. make a whole lot more of this. Vets being paid on commission, see more pets, order more tests, upsell things like more dentals, etc. And it's not just me saying that. This is veterinarians across the country saying the exact same thing. And the result, they say, for so many pet owners is just an unsustainable situation. Most people don't have pet insurance, and they're accumulating huge bills, huge debt, huge interest. They gave the example of Claire Kirsch. She was a veterinary tech in 2015. She was earning $10 an hour. Her horse required serious veterinary care to the extent of $13,000. She had no way to pay for that, earning $10 an hour. She had to max out high interest credit cards just to pay for the veterinary bill in her own clinic. These large corporations, they're seeing you shelling out a bunch of money. They're seeing profit. Let's get into this business model. The Mars company, aka of Mars Bars, they paid over $9 billion, that's billion with a B, for VCA animal hospitals. Several veterinarians who worked in corporate practices, they also spoke to the New York Times. One vet from California said she quit her job when she was told her ACT, her average client transaction, it was too low. She's not charging enough per client. She quit. Another veterinarian from Virginia, she was said that she needed to see 21 clients a day, or else. A third veterinarian from Colorado said they overheard the practice manager say, many vets, they need coaching on how to get clients to say yes. Like yes to those more expensive diagnostic tests, those wellness plans, those dentals, etc., etc. These veterinarians, they're working in corporate practices. They felt the pressure to drive more business. They didn't want to give their name to the New York Times for fear of retribution, future job prospects, etc. There are many veterinarians who work in corporate practice, and they claim that the corporation has no influence on how the care options they choose for pets. Yet Dr. Andrew Federer, he's a medical director of a corporate practice in Ohio. He says that when you see veterinarians paid on commission, especially these young vets starting out, they have these huge student loans. How could that pressure not affect them? I mean, yes, if you see little Tula here and you just do an exam and you charge $146, But if you also say, oh, look at the tartar on her teeth. Look at those gums. There's so much gingivitis. Imagine if that tartar got into her blood system, it spread to her heart, she got heart disease. Sir, you're going to need to get a dental done on this dog really quick. $1,000 dental, a 30% commission. How could that not influence so many people? And pet insurance is not necessarily the answer. I mean, they gave an example, only about 4% of people have pet insurance, 4% of pet owners. And at the same time, these companies, they can change their terms. Yes, they may be covering you. They won't cover pre-existing conditions. It's going to cost a lot more if you're going to have insurance for an older pet. And they gave the example of someone who had pet insurance for their animal. The insurance company, they decided, no, we're changing the terms. Stephanie Berger of Michigan, she had insurance with Nationwide. And they told her at the end of her term in August, they were no longer be covering her. Her cat was getting chemotherapy every other month, costing $1,000 for each treatment. Said, sorry, you're out of luck. Okay, and don't get me going on insurance companies. Many veterinarians, they offer specialty credit cards like Care Credit, but the problem, they have these huge interest rates, and they gave the same example of how the same thing has happened within human medicine within the United States. We've got so many people just driven in this debilitating debt. At this 30% interest rate, I mean, that is not reasonable. Heather Massey, who we first talked about, she adopted a new dog, Luna Bear. But unfortunately, Luna Bear, she has severe allergies, and Heather, she has to spend hundreds of dollars in managing her dog's allergies. And as she says, much of it still goes on this high-interest credit card, but she says, like, her dog's worth it. She pays her veterinary bills first, then she buys food. I really feel for so many people being in this situation. I just think like so many people can really benefit from their pets for support, yet, and just not having the funds to just provide basic care, that's just so hard. Then you go into a corporate practice, here's someone being paid on commission. Of course they're going to want to charge you more, upsell you, etc. To me, that just doesn't seem right. And if you're in that situation, I hope you can use some of the remedies that are on our channel. Like first, obviously go see your veterinarian. Your dog, your cat is seriously sick. Get an accurate diagnosis, at the very least, a basic veterinary exam. But then consider the array of the different home remedies as far as options. And just really ask many questions to your veterinarian about, what do you think my dog has? What do you think my cat has? Do we need to do this diagnostic test or not? Yet, if we don't do this test, is it going to change treatment? Maybe it's not. Is there an alternative solution? Thanks for watching. Stay away from these high-interest veterinary care credit cards if you can. And I don't think any credit card company should be able to have 30% interest. Thanks again for watching this edition on Veterinary Secrets. Click up there to subscribe, hit the bell to sign up for notifications, and when you click that link directly in the box below, I can send you a copy of my free book.